Hello everyone, I'm the Holy Hermit and I welcome you to a new video for Dota 2. This time I'll be playing as a support, and my job in this video is to actually talk about all the support aspects of the Dota 2 gameplay. As in, if you're playing a support, I'm going to cover all the basic things that a support needs to do. Now this will be a ranked gameplay at 2600 MMR, so we are basically on the newbie level, which is going to be fun for you guys because you can see all the stupid mistakes we all make. But nonetheless, the support I will be playing, as you'll see in a few seconds or so, will be line, right? And that's something that happens to me almost all the time when I'm playing a ranked game. Even at our lower MMR, or even in a ranked game I should say, people just want to be carries, right? As you can see instantly, they don't pick supports at all, they want to pick carries, and it's not a good sign. But nonetheless, we see that the enemy team has a lot of right-clicking heroes, right? They got Phantom Assassin, Legion Commander, they got Troll Warlord, and the good old Omni Knight who can basically make enemy team invincible. And our team lovingly decided to go for, again, some weird drafting game. So we have Morphling that is kind of helped by Drow Ranger's aura. Tiny just does tiny things, he goes mid and whatever. Aghs is all about pushing the off lane. So still, we don't have a support, right? So the first thing in an MMR game, even in a ranked game, I always try to pick last so I can counter most of the enemy heroes. I never random in any game because I think that's just stupid at our level, but that's just my humble opinion. So I wait for them to for them to pick their picks, and then I actually try to counter them. So let's go over the kind of supports you can actually pick, guys. It's all up to you. As I always say, pick a hero you're comfortable with, because if you can play the hero you like, then even though if it's not the best counter to most heroes at our level of MMR, you can still do a good job because you understand your hero pretty well. So here we go. I picked a very simple hero called Lion, which you all know about. Now this hero is peculiar, has one peculiar skill set, and that is to disable the team for hours and hours. Of course I'm exaggerating here, but what I'm trying to say is this hero has a lot of stuns and disables, and he also carries a pretty big nuke. So let's get into the game now, guys. Now, items that you buy as a support. I'm going to quickly go over them. I basically get, or for my line, I always get tangos and a salve. If I'm playing the solo support, it's obviously my job to get a career, which I always do, and I get 2 wards, right? Just a normal first ward set, but the second ward I always, if I go to free camera here, I give it to my friends over here. So one of the wards I'm very sure I pass to Morphling, there we go, because they're going in the hard lane. I can't walk down here and here at the same time, so basically I give them a ward so that, hey, you know, have a ward, you know, have a nice game. So that's just one of your jobs. I very much think so in the early game, that if you're a support and if you don't see a career, please get it. And the second thing, if you want to win the game, I highly recommend buying wards, right? Wards is what win you the game. So I come down here and I place a ward. That's my job as a support, right? I put the ward here, so I make sure that my Tiny can actually, my mid hero, can see the rune over here, and he can also see anyone coming from these sides if they're trying to gank him. Now I also stand here. That's another new meta, guys, right? Because when the game starts, you get bounty runes on both ends, and it should be your job to help your carries get the rune. So there we go, the game starts, and Tiny picks up the bounty rune. Now I walk back into the lane. Now as we're going into the lane, guys, I'm going to talk about very quickly about the broader perspective, because I think that's the most important part of a video, right? You need to know, like, or you need, I guess it's only fair for me to explain why am I making a support game. So let's go to player perspective. Now, most people ask me, and this video especially, special tribute goes to my friend Hi You Guys. He always asks me, you know, like what exactly a support should do at what point in the game, because he likes playing support. So this gameplay of mine, even though I rarely play support, I try playing support and I try to cover all the basics. So it's for you, Ross, it's for you, my friend, Hi You Guys, and it's also for my awesome friends, you who are watching the game. And there we go. So now this is out of the order and it's all done and dusted. Let's talk about the gameplay. Now I have a carry in the lane, and my job as a support is to support my carry in every simple way I can. And by that I mean I need to help my carry last hit, and I also need to harass the other enemy hero who's in the lane. Now this is easier said than done, and this is something I'm still very much working on. And by that I mean you need to be able to zone out the enemy hero. If you can keep harassing the enemy hero as he's trying to last hit, your carry has a very easy time to get the last hits, right? And the other thing I should say, as your job as a support should be too, is to never steal any last hits from your carry. Your carry is there to farm. Even if you think, hey, I just want 20 gold so I can get this and that, 9 out of 10 times you're probably doing it wrong. If you're playing a hard support like that, your job should definitely be to help out your help out your carry to farm as much as possible. Here we go. I stunned him the first time. So as you can see, guys, right now, I don't think we're going to get a kill here, but it shows a very important aspect, right? My Drow Ranger has been free farming all this time. If I go to Drow Ranger, hopefully she's got... You can't see her last hits, though. Oh, you can. There we go. She's actually not doing a good job, but at least, as you can see, she's free farming, and you know, my job right now is to basically give her as much of freedom as possible in terms of, you know, staying in the lane and getting all the last hits. So if you're wondering in the early laning stage what your job should be, is to basically every now and then come forward and try to harass the enemy hero and try to keep him away from the farm. Every now and then, when you can, you should also be you know, denying your own creeps, you know, whenever you can at your luxury. But if you're a good support, which I'm not, then yeah, your focus should be on denying your creeps and also on harassing the enemy. Now, as you can see, Troll's having a pretty hard time here. So guess what happens? PA joins into the club, and here I am. Now, this is probably not such of a good stun that I threw here, because, oh yeah, this is not going to be good. Hopefully I'll be able to save him. Will I be? No. Let's see. No. There we go. So this was kind of done bad by me, and I will tell you guys what I did wrong. I basically did earth spike the whole creep wave, but then again, let's go back 20 seconds or 10 seconds. I want to see exactly what's happened here. There we go, guys. So let's go back a little bit more. So PA comes into the lane. I'm going to go to the free camera mode. This is going to be pretty important, guys, right? I am standing here. I have an earth spike. She's trying to last hit. I do throw a move onto him, earth spike onto him, but then, you know, I think, yeah, Drow Ranger basically got a bit greedy. Dare I say, it's not all on me, because all my job was to harass the enemy hero away, but they basically, you know, Drow basically overextended, and that's something you have to be very careful of, right, guys? Drow Ranger to me is a bad hero, because even if you reach ulti and even if you get tons of damage from your level 6 ulti, if enemy hero gets close to you, you're gone. And that's exactly what a Phantom Assassin is good at. So I think PA is a great counter to Drow, because, you know, Phantom Assassin can, you know, jump the distance from a blink strike, and Drow basically has a hard time. So I did stun there, but, you know, up to no avail. And again, as you can see, I'm basically trying to harass them. I'm basically trying to make them angry and trying them not to, you know, attack my Drow Ranger. So there we go. So that's done worked, and now we can see that we have two carries in the lane, and the lane is, the wave is kind of on our side. That's another good thing, by the way, guys, I should talk about, is the creep equilibrium, as in the enemy creeps and our creep, should always meet the point which is favorable for us, and that is, the closer it is to our tower, the easier it is for us to last hit. Now, there's a little trick there, because it can't be under your tower, because then your tower starts attacking them, and the creep wave all of a sudden starts pushing. So, you know, one of those things that you kind of have to be wary of. And this time the creep equilibrium is kind of okay, so our carry is still farming okay. Now, the good news here is, because our carry is a ranged hero, she can still easily last hit, because, well, Troll is, he can be ranged or melee, as you saw in my last video, but you know, PA, for exclusive purposes, she is a melee hero, but she can cover distance. So right now the wave is kind of in our favor. We're still getting a lot of experience. Hopefully my carry should be farming well. She's 10 and 3, not the best thing going on here, but at least she's getting some last hits. So there we go. So yeah, guys, farm is going pretty okay. I have 254 gold. I think I also upgraded the flying courier, and that's another thing, right, guys, you have to do that. When it comes to buying the next big thing as a support, it should almost always be a flying courier, because at 3 minutes mark, I think you get the flying courier available. Your mid heroes, if we go down here and let's look at what mid is doing, yes, he's got a bottle, so he would like the bottle to be delivered a lot faster, and if you can, you know, get them that flying courier, look at that, you know, the bottle helped him to get the kill there. So, you know, that's the job of a mid, and that's my job as a support there, was to provide him with all the team items, you know, that I possibly can. So going back to player perspective, let's see what we're doing. Look at this, guys, right? I mean, you've seen me that I know how to last hit, but I haven't got a single last hit here. And this is something I'm usually very, you know, not happy about if I'm being a carry, but as a support, I'm over the moon that I'm not stealing any last hits, because even if I don't know the basics of a support, as in what to do, you know, when to place wards, when to do this and that, the least I'm doing is I'm letting my carry get all the possible last hits, you know. Whenever possible, I'll even try to deny, and if they have a scary lineup like they have right now, I'm actually going to try and keep my carry alive. So for that, I'm actually going to talk about the skill build very quickly of how I'm going to play my line. Now usually what I do is I'll get 2 earth spikes, I'll get 1 hex and 1 mana drain by level 4, but this time I decided to go for 2 levels of mana drain, because if I can keep Phantom Assassin and, I mean, this is my train of thought, if I could keep the Phantom Assassin and Troll Warlord at low mana, they both can't jump us, they both can't, you know, use their nukes on us. Look at that. And this basically helps my Drow Ranger to stay alive. Now hex is pretty good when they jump on you, but if they've already casted a nuke on my hero, I've hexed them, that thing is only going to last for 2.5 seconds. Dare I assume that maybe the mana drain would be better. But after this, I think I should very much go for a level of hex, and at level 6 I'll get my ultimate. So that's the game plan here, guys. And I have my healing salve. I've still got a clarity. I should have probably used it, but I don't need it because I have a mana drain. Sometimes I will buy it depending on the lane, if we're tri-laning or not. But this is a simple me standing in the lane trying to support. There we go. Now let's look at around the map, guys. I'm going to go to free camera and see how everyone else is doing. Morphling is our carry, and she's pushing down bot lane pretty effectively, dare I say. Ring of Aquila is on. That's something you should always do, by the way. If you're pushing, no matter who you are, carry or a support, if you have this item, a Ring of Basilius or Aquila, turn it on so your creeps get armor and it helps you to push. So a pretty important item. Aghs is trying to creep skip. Let's see what happens. Omni Knight is punching him, and he's probably going to go for a heal bomb. Yes. Is this going to work out? Is this going to work out? He does not have ulti. Oh. Could this be a death? Could this be a death? Ah, he jukes in the wrong direction. Yeah, Aghs is dead. But. No. Omni Knight is just too good, guys. And there we go. Morphling with a sad face walking away. Our mid hero is doing pretty okay, I think. Yeah, he's got mana boots. He's got bottle charges. So things are going pretty okay. And hopefully my Drow Ranger... She's got some weird item build. She's got morbid mask. She does not have boots. See the plight of our low level Dota guys, and I think that's what I bet you're probably finding funny. Hey, this is a stupid game where they don't even have boots yet. But yeah, that's our Drow Ranger, guys. Nonetheless, I will go back to me and I'll show you what I'm doing. So there we go, as I talked about, guys. At level 5, no matter what happens, I will get 1 level of hex. And as you saw right there, Morphling has been given clarity. That's actually my clarity, so I decided I don't need it anymore. Why don't I help my my Morphling? So any items you have, you know, if you don't need any HP healing salve, it's usually good to give it to your, you know, your teammates. But that's something I'm sure you guys already know. I'm coming here because I saw Morphling taking damage. Hopefully this will be a no contest, but we're gonna pursue it. To no avail, I bet. Aghs is just walking for no reason. But I am following in case Aghs gets a good call. That's like a 3-second call. And if he does that, then I have a lot of disabled. Aghs goes way too in deep, and we're like, no, this is futile. No point in going in, so we're going to back out. Now, there we go, guys. As you can see, no last hits, guys, right? And 5 assists. This is 8 minutes into the game. Compare this to any carry game I play in the past, and you will see how nice I'm trying to be about all of this, right? Like, I'm not taking any last hits. I'm denying whenever I can, and I'm trying to support my lane heroes in the best possible way. So my first gold I had, I bought my boots. Boots are very important, never underestimate them. And the next thing, of course, is I'm going to get a ward. I'm going to place it at the same place here because Tiny is still roaming. It's only 9 minutes, so it's good for me to place a ward down there so that we know how the heroes are rotating. Now our heroes are pushing the tower, so I'm standing right over here, and as you can see, right, guys, there is no need for me to show up in the lane. Like, there is no point for me to go in and do anything. And I hex this guy and I actually stun. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Now this is bad play by my team, guys. I can very much assure you that they actually played it very wrong. Now what I did was right. If I go back 10 seconds, I can talk about this. And this again is a role of a support, right? Is to go and initiate. If you're not initiating, it's pretty bad. I'm going to go to free camera mode here, right? Now we have 2 heroes here. We have a Drow who's 5 and who's Aghs who's got level 6, right? I stand here and Troll Warlord is going to walk up here. Now look how nicely I do that. I go right behind him and I basically hex him, right? He's disabled for all this time, 2.5 seconds, and then I stun him. But look what the team does. They basically walk back. I mean, Aghs can tank a lot of damage. We also had creeps there. They delayed their push and then they decided to come back later on. So the Troll Warlord, who could have probably died there, lived. But let's see for how long will he live. Now see, he gets a TP support and we're basically going to back off. So from getting a kill to not getting a kill, that's basically bad team play. But for me, for what I did, I'm very much sure that I did the right thing. I went in and hexed. And let's talk about another thing, by the way, for Lion especially. Now he has 2 moves, right? One is a stun that deals damage, and the other move is a hex, right? Now hex does not deal any damage, as you can see. But let's talk about this. Let's see this game fight. I come in and I basically earth spike him. Aghs gets an easy kill. We get movement speed. I'm still chasing him, hoping that my team would come, and you know, the team does not come again. So this has happened twice, guys, right? This has happened twice, where one kill, you know, could have been achieved when no kill was achieved, and then, you know, 2 kills could have been had when only 1 kill was, like, you know, got in the end. But basically, let's go over the skill now. Now, Earth Spike will deal a nuke damage of whatever amount it says at the level it is, right? And it also stuns an enemy, whereas a Hex does not deal any damage but gives you a longer duration of stun, or disable, if you will. Now the question for you as a Lion, as for a, you know, or any other hero for that matter, who has an instant cast ability and ability that's like a stun with a damage, which one should you cast first in a game fight? Now if you're looking for a kill and if your job is to initiate, 9 out of 10 times your job should always be to get Hex. The reason why that is, guys, is because it's an instant cast ability. You don't have to skill shot, you know, you don't have to worry about, hey, I'm going to throw a stun, the spikes are going to slowly travel the ground and they're going to appear. Basically, it's point and click. As soon as you press the button, the enemy is hexed instantly. So the way a Lion does thing, I think a good Lion should do, is you hex, you stun, and then if you've got time left, you can mana drain. If you've got an ultimate with you, you can ulti after that. But if you're simply looking for like a quick kill and you know you can kill him, then by all means, just simply Earth Spike into a Finger of Death. So there we go, guys. So as you saw me right there, guys, I did it twice, right? I did it to the Troll Warlord here first. I walked in here, I did not stun him, I basically casted Hex because that reduces his reaction time. And the second time as well here, I actually got the stun here because I didn't want it to be Hex. I wanted him to, you know, to get the creeps in there as well. I wanted to hit them as well. So I cast Earth Spike and then I chased on with, you know, a Hex. So it's basically important for you to know, you know, what to do at what times. But anyways, I did place a ward. Now actually it rotated to bottom, and I'm here to, you know, support my heroes and see what we can do. Now we've taken the bottom tower you saw earlier. Now what can we do, right? This is another part of the game where my friend Russell's always like, okay, what should we do when we've taken some towers? My friend, how are you guys? So I'm going to cover about 10-12 minutes into the game. If the game is kind of going in your favor, what can you do? So what I'm doing right now, as you can see, guys, is I've actually moved into their tier 2 tower. Is this going to be bad? I'm probably going to die. Yeah, I'm going to die. There we go. So that was basically me overextending a little bit, and I think this is probably going to cost us some kill or something. But what I still did there, guys, was I was able to hex the hero, and I actually Earth Spiked him after that. So I threw in all my combination, and hopefully this is going to entail into some kind of victory for us. Let's hope so. Morphling is just wandering about. He's used his rush ability, and Troll's going to initiate on him. I don't think so. He's trying to morph away, but I think it's going to be bad time. So there we go. I purchased my Tranquil Boots, but I've also got a TP scroll. I'm actually going to come into the lane, and let's see what's happened here, guys. So I died. I'm like, I want some revenge. Let's do this. Now they have 2 heroes here. Let's see what happens. He tries to TP out. It's not going to work. Here comes Lion. Oh, he stuns him, gets one hero, and ultis the other. So guys, revenge time, and this is probably the best skill I've had this game as a support, right? Because again, as I said, you're not about getting kills, you're about setting things up. So I think I did pretty well over there. If I hadn't jumped in, then we would have lost quite a few heroes. And this is a situation where the whole talk about Hex over stun, you know, kind of like debates comes in. This time I had to stun because the stun is an AoE spell, and if I get one hero, they were perfectly lined. I got both of them. One of them died from the stun, and the other one I fingered to death. So line skills, simply, you know, Earth Spike deals, like travels through ground, deals 260 damage now, 2.5 second stun, and then another 2.5 second Hex. So think about it, guys, that's a 5-second disable. And if in a team fight I can actually cast both of my spell, if you think about it, my job as a support is pretty much done, you know, because I still am a squishy hero. If you think about it, 682 HP at level 8, you know, at 14 minutes into the game. You can imagine that if a Phantom Assassin manages to jump on me, I'm pretty much a dead hero, right? So my job usually is to, you know, basically get my disables out, and if I'm lucky enough, I should also get my ulti out, and that's it basically for me, right, guys? So I've actually got some goals from that kill. Now, what's the next thing I'm going to buy, guys? Now, my hero is pretty self-sufficient on mana, right? If you think about it, I can actually mana drain enemies or creeps, whether they be neutral or the ranged enemy creep, and we can do cool things. Now, look at this, guys, right? I mean, even if I had my spell... Oh, aghs messes this one up so badly. Oh, there's a hero behind us. Let's see what they do. He's going to try and chase me. Hopefully, aghs comes and calls him. Now I know he's magic immune right now, so there's not much I can do except from walking away, and I'm waiting for that magic immunity to warp away. There we go. Oh, he gets thrown away. I'm just gonna walk away, I think. Yep, that's an easy kill by the team. So there we go. So it's very important, guys, right, to never kill steal from your carries. It's the worst thing people do at our level, and honestly the very reason why I'm uploading this video is because I am not big on kills, you know. You'll not see me getting spectacular kills. So I guess there is a spoiler alert in all of this, that I make sure that if a kill is, you know, if kill isn't the bounds of our carries, I'm not just going to go and simply like finger them to death, you know, my ultimate. I'm not going to do that. I'm basically going to let my carries, even if it takes a second or two longer, but I will, however, make sure that, you know, our carries get the kill. Now again, look at that, I stun him, and there we go. Like, I knew exactly what I had to do, and I knew how many right clicks I needed, and I basically walk away. So I'm going to come and disable, and I'll let the carries have the kill. Now you see, I've got the next two item, which I will talk about, is Tranquil Boots. Is the first core item, I think, for Lion, because what this lets Lion do is you can regenerate your HP whilst you're out of combat. Now there are different schools of thoughts. You can even get mana boots if there are no mana boots in the team. Dare I say, they can actually work too, because you're very good at getting mana, right? So why not get something for HP regen? And this makes you self-sufficient, right? You don't have to go back to base to get anything. I mean, you can heal yourself with Tranquil Boots, and you can also basically, you know, get your mana up. So with these items, I'm pretty self-reliant, you know. And the next item I always get on Lion or any other support, guys, I think almost all the supports are pretty good at getting an urn. Now urn is a cool item because the supports I play are usually in support, and if I get mana regen on them, the urn, that's what gives us, by the way. If you look at the stats, 50% mana regen, pretty good. 6 strength is absolutely amazing because it gives me HP. Look at that, I stun him again, and there we go, that's a kill. And every time a hero dies near me, I actually get an urn charge. Now this charge is amazing. You know, this item is just, all I can say about this is amazing 100 times really, because, you know, an urn to me for a support is pretty much equivalent to like a carry getting a rapier. I mean, that's how I compare it. Obviously I am exaggerating, but I hope you get the point that urn is such a good an item because you can use it defensively to heal yourself, your allies more importantly, and you can also use it on the enemy heroes. And by the way, did I mention that it actually does pure damage? So no matter how much armor you have, how much magic resistance you have, it does not care. It's basically HP removal, so if you place it on an enemy, it's going to deal a set amount of damage. So it's such a good item, guys. Look at that. If you use it on ally, it heals you for 400 health, and if you use it on enemy, that's 150 pure damage nuke. So Lion's all about that stun damage, some hex, a finger of death, and then also you can put an urn on enemy. So it makes you pretty mobile, right, guys? So that's urn, you know, for me. I love this item. Look at that, I still have charges, and I'm making sure like all of my carries are getting it. Every time we get a kill, I make sure I'm near the kill, and I try to not steal the kill almost if possible. So I'm just near there, I get the urn charge, and there we go. Just look at that. You know, I'm walking and my carries are here. Now we're waiting to initiate, by the way, guys, and that's exactly, you know, what the plan of the game is. Legion Commander comes in, and we saw Troll Warlord is here. Let's see what we're going to do. I think we're just going to back off here. We have Drow Ranger AFK farming, and I think I was talking to her, hey man, come on, there's a hero here. She's like, no, I just want to farm jungle. I'm like, no, you can get a kill. But the guy's like, nope, I'm just going to stay there. So Axe is doing a good job, actually. He's rotating with me, and we can get a kill. So there's a troll. Now look the way we approach him, guys, right? Now I think my way was still the best one. Look at that, guys. I'm proud of that initiation. I stun one hero, and I basically hex the other hero, and I make sure I cast my finger on him. Now this guy was Omni Knight, guys, and I will tell you why. If I press enter, yeah, you can see I killed Omni Knight. As I said, there are always exceptions to heroes, and I always use the word 9 out of 10, right? There are certain heroes in the game that you should always kill, and if that means kill stealing from your allies, even if they're carry, then please do it. And the perfect example for such a hero is Omni Knight, because if you let this hero live in the team fight, he is basically going to be a bane for all your allies. You know, two of the enemy heroes with an Omni Knight can probably wipe out your entire team because of the number of heals Omni Knights can give you, and that amazing ulti of his. So right there, as you saw, I stunned the first guy, I helped my team get the kill, but as soon as that happened, I hexed Omni Knight and I ultied him, and I sent him to oblivion. And look what happened after that. We basically at least got a few more kills after that, and I think I was very happy about that, guy. So there we go. I purchased more wards. That's another thing people ask me what to do, you know, the support game. Now earlier, the last time I talked about of what you should do as a support at the 12-minute mark, right? Now right now we are at almost 20-minute mark, and we see what's happening. We see what we're doing to the enemy team. We have all of our towers. We are basically pushing into their lane, and we're trying to look for ganks. So my job right now is to put out aggressive wards. Now this ward, dare I say, could have been even further, but this ward is also a pretty good place. I'm going to talk about some ward placement right now, guys. It's very important, right? Now you should always judge as a support where the ward should go by looking at the momentum of the game, and by that I mean where are all the engagements happening. If you'd notice, for the last 6 and 7 minutes, almost all the team fights that happened have been in this area. So I don't know if I can draw on the map. Can I draw on the map? Oh yeah, I can. So there we go. The second line, the first one's wrong. Roughly in this region that you can see, guys, this is where the fights have been happening, right? So my job right now is to place wards somewhere in this area so that every time this fight is about to happen, we already have vision of them. Because there is such a thing as putting on bad wards, right? I mean, it does not always mean that if you have wards, you have to place them. You should place them at the right places, and the right places are, you know, they're always different, and they're all dependent on, you know, they're all depending on how the game is going. Now I know I'm pretty much dead, and look at that. All I'm doing is I'm basically taking him away from all of his heroes, right? I know this hero is going to kill me, but all I did was I took him away, and I pinged to my enemy, my teammates, said, hey guys, there's a hero here, you can kill him. My team was not so good, and even though, you know, she picked up haste, so you can't really do much. So that's another thing I did, right guys? It's very important. If you think about it, I died there, and you know there is absolutely nothing I can do right now against a Phantom Assassin. I had used my stun, I had used my hex to help my teammates get the kill, because you can see that 3 heroes we killed there. I would definitely say that I had a pretty decent part in all of that. But the other important thing I did, if I go back here, guys, I'm actually going to show you this fight. See, this happens here. Yeah, there we go. So I'm basically, so do notice, guys, that my team is here, and I've placed a ward here. So first of all, look at the ward placement. We already know how they're going to engage on us. The second thing is they're all gathering over here. I see a couple of heroes stacking up. I'm like, poof, there you go. I stun an enemy hero, and now I see the fight started, and Pierre has jumped on me, right guys? She is a scary hero. The longer she stays in the fight, the more damage she's going to cause. Now look what I do, guys. I basically make sure that all of my teammates fight here freely, and I lure the PA away. I knew I was going to die. I could have basically stood here and, you know, fought against PA, and that would have been okay. But I think the smarter thing I did there was I led her away. So even if she'd killed me there, it would have taken her time to come back over here had the fight still been going. But the fight was already over, so she decided to, you know, walk away. So it's one of those things, guys, like you kind of have to predict, and sometimes it doesn't work. But I very much think so, that considering that we got engaged on, and I think we didn't follow properly because aghs only got a single call here, that if Pia was going to jump in, she would have wrecked him. You know, Pia's got a, yeah, she's got a decentish farm. I think she's actually going for a basher right now. Probably is. Yeah, she's going for a basher. So she's hitting heavy, and I took her away, and I think that was pretty decent of me. But nonetheless, here we go. I think I did spawn back, and the next item I bought, you saw me parts of it. I got a Staff of Wizardry and a Ring of Regen. Now what this is going to become would be a 4-staff. Another core item, I think, for almost every support. Now these days the fashion is to get a Blink Dagger, and it really is a good fashion because that item is amazing. It costs no mana. It's just an awesome item. The other alternative, if you're slightly new like me and you kind of muck up all the Blink, you know, casting tricks, like as in you cast a blink too early or too late and you muck it up, get a 4-staff. The reason is I'm an int hero, gives me more damage, but more importantly it gives me a bigger mana pool, so I have, you know, I can do more of my spells and I can do other things, I can cast things, and it also gives me a push like ability from the 4-staff, right? So that's the next item I go for. It also lets, you know, me push away. Sorry, I didn't mention, I can also push enemies away, and I can also push allies away, whereas a Blink Dagger is all about me jumping in and doing, you know, just things. So I still think at my newbie level I prefer a 4-staff over Blink Dagger, for supports by the way, not for carries. But yeah, so that's the item I'm working on. Almost always I never buy the Ring of Regen first. I always get a Staff of Wizardry because, you know, that's important. Regen is not really that much, 2 HP regen, so I basically wait for a bigger item. And there we go. And as you can see, guys, I still have wards, and I'm going to go back to the same topic again, is to look at the ward position. We have control of the map, and look at where the wards are. This ward is basically showing any enemy hero that comes in this region. The other ward is one of the more common spots, as you all know, is a ward over here, and I placed another ward here. I think that's an enemy ward or something. But I've placed wards so that the enemy heroes cannot have the audacity to come and farm in the jungle. And this is my job as a support, right? I can't go and get the kills. I can't rush in their base, of course, but what I can do is I can provide my team vision so that every time they come out of their base, they're risking it, right? And there we go. I think someone's pinging. Oh, they placed a sentry ward. I get it. So they placed it. This is probably not the best spot to drop a sentry ward, to drop a normal ward, because most people do know about it. But the good thing is our team also had a vision. Omni came and dropped the ward, and as you can see, he was trying to get the ward, but our team was like, no, you're not having it. So again, good example for getting putting wards. So let's see what's going to happen here. We are pushing down bottom. Enemy, there was an enemy hero at top, but I think he TP'd out. So we have 3 heroes at bottom, and I'm sitting right back. Now another thing, let's talk about that. Most people get it wrong. Most people get it wrong, guys. And that is, where should the support sit, right? Usually you will see what most people do is they go in the front and they... Oh, I'm going to die here. I'm going to die there. There we go. And usually what most people do is they go right in the front. Your job as a support is to always sit behind your carries. 99.9% time, I don't think there is any exception. Maybe there is and I'm probably missing, hence I'm trying to be safe. But a support should always sit behind. I'm going to go back and I'm going to talk about that, right? Of course, this is a game where I can get easily countered by someone like Phantom Assassin, because for her, distance does not matter. But look where I am, guys, right? I see Aghs jumping in, and I go in and I throw a stun. And I'm still staying back, right? I died here. That's obviously unfortunate because, there's a PA. But I'm always sitting behind my carry so that they can tank, or they can do their thing, and I can be the guy behind doing stuff. Now this game was supremely hard for me. You'll see why, because of Phantom Assassin doing her nasty jumps on me. But still, as a support, you should always sit back. That should be your top priority, and that's how you should play. And I actually make a lot of mistakes as well, as you can see, because I'm really learning support. Support is something kind of new to me, but it's all about that. So the 2 things I think I'm going to talk about now, if you are a new support and you think that what more can you learn from like a silly guy like me making videos, is from this gameplay, at least, that are 2 things that I have shown you. Is first is about vision, guys. You should always help your enemy, your team, to get vision on the enemy, and that's by understanding where the ward should go at what point in the game. Like if I was just if I wasn't slightly less smarter than I am right now at the level of the game, I would have probably placed wards somewhere over here, at this region here. Like most people do that. Then they'll keep putting wards around this region. I should go to free camera mode. There we go. Like most people will place wards over here. They'll keep placing them here. Like we know for a fact that we push them so far back in that there's no way they can rush, right? So the kind of wards that we need in the game right now are all aggressive wards. So warding is very important, right from the starting of the game to the very end of the game. A support should never stop buying wards. That's something you are supposed to do. In a way, that's your religion in Dota. If you're a support, is to always keep buying wards. The second thing is to always help your carries farm, and please try to never steal the kills from your carries. That's a complete no-no, and that's one thing I'm very proud of in my games. Is when I play support, you will see I'll have quite a decent amount of deaths. I'll have very few kills, but I will have tons of assists. As you can see right now, a support going 3, 9 and 4 to me is a very good game. Look at the last hits I've had. I don't have that many. Perhaps I could be basically jungling and getting some farm for my own self when other lanes are not there, but the way our lineup is, we have an Aghs, we have a Tiny, who are all about ganking. In this game we didn't have that much time, because I'm going to make a new video for that kind of thing anyways. And so my job right now is to help my carries who'd like to gank make their ganks more successful. So it's all about understanding that role. Look at that. Aghs died, but that was a 3-man stun, and hopefully this is going to lead into a kill. There we go. See, I force-staffed myself away. Someone's trying to chase me. That's the Phantom Assassin. I'm hiding here. I don't know if you can see me or not, but I'm hiding. I earned myself. I don't have any mana. I'm just gonna hide. I probably could have mana drained her there, to be honest with you. And Legion Commander comes in. She's like, I don't want to go on him. And our Tiny is still wrecking them. And there we go. I get some mana. Am I going to stun him? No, I got bashed. I did get a stun off. Nice. Let's hope we get a kill there. I'm obviously dead. I force-staff myself away. Will this work out? Nope. They get a vision. And this is going to end bad. This is going to end bad. Oh, I think, yeah, he knows where I'm going. Now, this was a bad decision. Will I be able to TP out? Oh, I actually juked him. Look at those jukes, guys. Am I going to live? Am I going to live? He's looking for me. Oh, I force-staff out of it. Oh, and he saw me and he's chasing me, and I walk away. Man, this was such a newbie. Oh, escape move. But still, it worked, right, guys? So I led so many of those guys after me. We got to kill. I didn't die there. Legion Commander almost had me. I TP'd out to safety. And all's well that ends well, I guess, as the saying goes. So there we go. Again, the next item I buy, without any shadow of doubt, would obviously be wards. I keep buying wards. I make sure I have wards, and I think I'm saving gold for something very important, which is a very cool item if you think about it. And I'm afraid this game is not a good example of me utilizing it, because I muck it up, and you'll see, because PA has a basher, most of the time she'll initiate and she'll one-shot bash me. I wouldn't even have time to react. But it's a good item for a support nonetheless, and that is called wait, why am I not getting the name right? It's called, I'm forgetting, the Ghost Scepter. There we go. So Ghost Scepter is an item that if you actually use this, first of all, it has some attribute, which is if you get the item, you get 7 to all attributes, better attack speed, more mana pool, and more HP. So always a good stuff. And the other thing it does is if you activate the button, if you press the button for a Ghost Scepter, you become immune to all physical damage. So any right click damage enemy heroes can do to you, you are basically immune to that. And it's a great item for survivability heroes, for support heroes against the carries who are all about right clicking. Perfect example here is I finger him. There we go. That's a kill. Good job. I'll talk about the kill in a minute as well. So basically, right, if I had a Ghost Scepter, I activate it, and any right click heavy hero cannot right click me. I'm in the ghost form, and in that time I'll have time to force staff. If I have a blink, I can blink. I can also stun and keep the guy chain stunned. So there we go. Now another thing, guys, I did over there, right, I talked about kill stealing and all, and I think this is another important thing I think I should slightly talk about. Now we know that, okay, I think a PA is going to jump on me. There we go. A PA jumps on me. She bashes me in the first hit, but look at that. What's the next thing I do, guys? I basically use a hex on her, right? And I wait for the hex duration to wear off, then I stun her. Why hex? Because it's instant cast. And the second thing is, well, that's it, I guess. It's instant cast, basically. And the second thing I did after that was to stun her. And after that, I ultied her straight away. Now, I did not want it to be the guy who wanted to kill steal. And I can honestly assure you that if you're new like me, you would have had the temptation that, hey man, that should be my kill, I should let the enemy heroes right click him. But no, right, my job always as a support is to cast all of my abilities, my stuns, my hexes, and once they're done, see, I force staff the hero away, and because of that I think the hero survived. Look at that, guys. I'm being a good support, right? I force staff her away so she doesn't take any more right click damage, and then I earn her so she's back to full health. But going back to the skirmish again, hex and stun her out, and the next thing I instantly do is I don't want to kill steal. That's not my job. I don't want to kill steal, so I instantly cast my ulti. I knew that ulti would not be enough to kill, so that PA will die. I've guaranteed her death, but not at my hands, at my carry's hands, so that they get the farm. So right, so going back to the big picture again of what the job of a support is, your job is to basically support the team by giving lots of vision on the map. Every now and then, if you have a ganking lineup, your job should always be to cast all of your disabling spell before you die and help your carries get the kill. You are basically babysitting carries. If you have ganking carries, you act accordingly. If you have a passive lineup, I'm probably going to make another gameplay for that, but I think this was a pretty good gameplay, guys, to show where if you look at the enemy heroes, they had a pretty scary lineup, and I did talk about that. Perhaps I should have earlier, because if you look at their hero, they have PA, they have the Legion Commander, obviously Mr. Sniper with a troll, so all the heroes who like to right click, and a troll warlord who makes them right click even faster, and an omni knight who makes them invincible. And the way we beat all of their team, how we basically ended up beating them, not beat them, I guess the game's not over yet, but we ended up hurting them so badly, as in we've only lost one tier 1 and they've lost all their tier 2 towers, is by basically denying, first of all, in my lane, denying the enemy carry all the farm he could get, and then after that, by going with my ganking carries, or my initiators, I guess, walking around with them and helping them to get all the kills. So that's a support game for me, guys. And after that, the next thing you can do is to buy other support items that help your team, and a perfect example of that is an Urn of Shadows. As I said, to me this is the divine rapier of a support hero, because it gives you everything you want. It gives you a bit of your spell casting, gives you more mana regen, it gives you a little bit of strength, it gives you your self heal. You can put it on enemies, and I actually did do that at one point in the game. I don't know if I've probably shown it to it, maybe it's going to happen later on. But here we go. I've got my Ghost Scepter, Drow Rangers here. I'm going to initiate, come on Drow, and I'll show you the perfect example. Look at that, guys. I walk in there instantly, and oh, he actually ended up doing it. So look at that, guys. Ghost Scepter. They could not right click me there because of that, and I finger him, Sniper again, and that's another hero dead. So I think that was a pretty cool initiation. I am going to go over it again because I'm not good at you know, casting him as we go along. So there we go. I'm right here. I'm going to force staff myself. Instantly I'm going to use a hex. I try to stun. The stun does not work, but then I instantly activate my Ghost Scepter. So the item I bought for 1600 gold has already paid off, guys, right? Because I use it, they can't right click me. Now they have to face my carries, and bad things are going to happen to them. Now I also got 2 earn charges from that. I'm going to heal myself back to full health, and I also get mana from someone else. So there we go. So look at that, guys. Again, I instantly cast a hex because that hero is pretty nasty. I'm waiting to see what I can do. I basically force staff myself out. Let's see what happens. I am going to stun, but then Legion Commander, I think she had a Shadow Blade. I'm very sure she did. Can we go to free camera? We can indeed. Yeah, I think Legion had a Shadow Blade, so she initiated from nothingness. But look at that, guys. Still, you know, me being the pain, you know, the pain in the neck kind of guy. I go there, I cast my disable, I ulti when I can. And, you know, if I die at this part of the game, it's not a problem, because look what happens. Tiny gets an ultra kill. So, you know, I think that's a good example of a support. But anyways, I'm still learning. I'm far from being a good support. I think I can carry slightly better than I can support. But there we go. And one last thing I'm going to reiterate again and again for my dear friend who plays Dota with me is, he was asking me about support. Is one thing is always about positioning, guys, right? Because every fight you might have noticed me play so far, I'm always sitting behind. You will never ever see me, even if the lane is pushing, I never go in the front. And I always look at the enemy heroes and I look at the abilities they have. Now they have a Phantom Assassin, which means that I have to be supremely careful because their initiation range is that far away. So I make sure that first of all, I'm always sitting behind my carries. I cannot go ahead of them. I cannot even walk shoulder to shoulder to them, because what if they had another hero like Sand King or something, guys, or they had a Tide Hunter there, or maybe like a Void, if you will. If there's a Void in there, if I'm walking with my carries, we all get initiated together. But if I'm a support, I'm sitting way far back. If I see a Chrono's being cast, I instantly force staff towards the Chrono, not get caught in the Chrono, and I can hex the enemy hero. And I do that quite a lot, you know, in games, because Void, as you all know, is a very, you know, he's a very famous hero. I've made a video of him as well, so there we go. But yeah, so we look at Rosh. I'm like, okay, Roshan is up. Does anyone want to get it? And I think we might try and attempt to get it. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, guys, right? I mean, the life of support, and as you can still see, the thing I keep reiterating is please buy wards. And I still have some wards with me. Our wards are still there. I placed this ward over here on the Roche pit, and I'll actually quickly talk about a very common ward. I'm sure you all know about it. I place it quite simply because if they actually come here to try and take the Roche away from us, because it could be the game. You never know, right, guys? Because they have 4 carries who deal a lot of damage. The game's never over until it's over, even though we've actually triple raxed them. I guess it is over. But still, I made sure I placed a ward here so that they can't steal the Roche from us. They still have 1 rack, so we don't have mega creeps yet. But I think the game is kind of looking pretty good. So I'm going to go back to player perspective, and there we go. Now I'm walking forward. Let's see what we're going to do here. Yeah, the creep wave is pushed. I think that we finally decided, okay, we've basically got the top and the middle racks. How about we just push the bottom lane and, you know, call it a game. So there we are. And I use Earth Spike. Do bear in mind, guys, you can use this spell as a, you know, ground activated ability. You don't have to cast it on an enemy. You don't have to click an enemy. You can cast it on the ground, and it travels like a pretty long distance. I think it's 900 yards or something, or 900 units, I should say. It's not, oh, length to 825, almost there. So yeah, pretty good stuff, guys. As you can see, they're pushing top. I think Morphling's just gonna, yeah. There we go. That's an E-Blade combo. So Tiny, and this is bad position, guys. See, even I fall prey to my stupidity. I should not be this far ahead. Axe has gone in. Now this is about the right distance, guys, where I should be sitting, right? See, I'm doing it right now, right? I'm doing it properly right now. I'm sitting back. I'm not even gonna go in. If they jump on him, I'm gonna go in there and do certain things. There we go. I hex this hero. This hero can't do anything. I double stun them instantly, and I'm probably going to die, but I don't care anymore, right? Because I saved both of my heroes, and this is all the time they needed to cause all the chaos. So I was able to land a hex there, and then I was able to land a 2-hero stun, and that was all that we needed, right? I died after that, unfortunate. I probably should have carried a dust, I guess, because we did know, you know, Legion had Shadow Blade, but then again, the game was at a stage where we probably didn't need it. And I guess that's another thing we can talk about, and that is, you know, if you know people are making lots of Shadow Blade, especially if you know there's a Mirana on the enemy team, please do carry a dust. I mean, sentry wards are always good, but a dust could also, you know, work wonders. Maybe they initiate on you and they walk away, so you got to make sure of, you know, they don't try to run away. So little support items. A support, in my opinion, should never, in a proper game, should never go for some really expensive item, because I will talk about that item in the very end, and that is, I'll leave something, you know, a food for thought if you will, and that is, if you look at my line right now, I was in 17 kills, I had 6 deaths and I had 4 kills. That's a lot of fights I was in, I had lots of farm, but did I buy an Aghanim Scepter, guys? I did not, right? So to me, a good support is someone who buys support items for the team, and if the game goes into, rather than this being a 37-minute game, as you can see, if it was like 40-50 minute game, maybe I'll get something like an Aghanim Scepter, even though it's not the best thing on Lion. So certain support heroes, Aghanim Scepter is a core, dare I say, but for most heroes, even if you can get cool abilities out of it, it's usually advised to actually be a good support and get support stuff. So there we go, guys, right? Look at my GPM. I didn't get any last hits. I have 12 last hits, guys, and 6 denies. That's what I'm sitting on, guys. And I have 346 XP per minute. You know, with all of that in mind, I still, you know, I think did a great job, and this was a support game for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this video of mine. This was Holy Hermit for you, my very first support game. Do stay tuned, because I will be making another video on another hero. I've got a pretty cool gameplay. So if you thought this didn't have that much action from my side, it didn't have that many kills, rest assured the next gameplay is going to be spectacular. People are going to get slaughtered left and right. So I hope you're looking forward to that, and thanks for supporting me. Take care. I will see you in the next one. Bye.